I know Fernando because back home in Arizona, I knew his family, I knew who they were, and ultimately, I finally met him once we were both in recovery.
We are married.
We are married. Fernando and I have been married since 2013. Coming and meeting at a time when he had, probably a year and a half of sobriety. I had probably about 2 years of sobriety. I don't think meeting a month or 2 months into recovery, we would have that kind of relationship because neither one of us, I think, was probably in a very good mindset. But having waited that year and a half, 2 year mark, we were both in a really good place, I think.
When Losers Draw, I just started treating her how I wanted to treat her, and I guess it was good enough, so.
It was. I think the thing that was successful for us is we had a friendship first. And so I was able to sit back and look and see what he was really doing with his life, if his words aligned with his actions, right? Because that was a big thing. And after sitting back and watching, I saw the genuine behavior that he had. I saw the actions he took. I saw how he treated the people around him. I saw how he valued things around him. And that told me from a friendship standpoint, I knew where he was growing and the direction he was going. And if he had changed that, I would have been ready to back away and say, then this isn't the direction I need to be in your life. So that would be my recommendation. Work towards friendships and be ready to recognize when someone's growing and changing. And that might not always mean that you're perfectly in line. And that's okay.
And today, my biggest side is that I feel I have a life that I can contribute to somebody else. So that's what I have to work on, is I got to maintain that life to add to hers, not take away.
I know that I'm just a person trying to do the best I can every day. I know that Fernando is just a person, a husband trying to do the best he can every day. My recovery is vastly different from Fernando. Fernando has one of spirituality and faith-based in the 12 steps, and mine is more based in traditional cognitive therapies and psychiatric medication and those kind of things. And so I found my pathway that direction, and he has his set of beliefs. They don't necessarily are not perfectly aligned, but that's okay. I have to have my own pathway to recovery that's solid so that I can be taking care of myself. And he has to have his own pathway that he can take care of himself at. And if we were not well, then you would need a partner that's going to be able to recognize that and help you, but without being codependent or reliant on somebody else, because that's where I think a lot of couples can fall into cracks.
She would never do it the way I do it, and I'd never do it the way she does it, but both of them work.
And this relationship, I was able to just laugh, full belly laugh. And I think that came with not just him, but with recovery in general, of not using drugs and finding happiness and reading books, spending time with family, doing everyday things, just average everyday things, and finding joy in that. That completes our relationship too. And even my worst day now, even my worst day when I'm sad or upset or frustrated or angry, is still 1,000 times better than my best day when I was high. So I'll take it. I mean, even the hardest days and the struggles, I'll take that any day. Recovery is here.